Paragraph 1. The autumnal glow of October 19, 2025, filtered through the grand Georgian windows of ITV's London headquarters, casting a warm patina over the effervescent set of Loose Women, where a rapt audience of over 200 spirited souls, mostly women in autumnal knits and statement scarves, clutched their teas and whispered excitedly about the day's lineup. Christine Lampard, the 46-year-old host, with her impeccable auburn waves and disarming Dublin charm, glided onto the stage in a tailored teal shift dress that fluttered like a banner of bonhomie, her smile a beacon amid the chatter. "Darlings, welcome to Loose Women on this fabulous Friday, where we dish, we dash, and we dared to disagree with delight," she trilled, her lilt lilting through the applause like a lark at dawn. As the panel coalesced, the incisive Kay Adams, 62, with her razor wit and raven bob; the empathetic Nadia Sawalha, 60, her curls cascading like a cascade of compassion; Sunitra Sarkar, 51, exuding Bollywood poise in a silk sari blouse; and Denise Welch, the 67-year-old Geordie Gale force, storming in last with a fire-engine red jumper that matched her unbridled fervor, her eyes already alight with the zeal of a crusader scenting a cause. The agenda crackled with contemporary conundrums amid life makeovers, the perils of pumpkin spice overload, but the undisputed draw was the coup d'etat copyright censtray, Prince Harry, the 41-year-old Duke of Sussex, making a seismic daytime debut to champion the Invictus Games Silver Jubilee milestone and unveil a Hush Hush charity single collaboration with Ed Sheeran. His ginger locks sun-kissed from Santa Barbara sojourns, attired in a relaxed ensemble of slim-fit indigo jeans, a cream linen shirt rolled to the elbows revealing a subtle Invictus tattoo, and desert boots that grounded his gingerbread man gait. He ambled in amid a tidal wave of whoops and wolf whistles, security phalanx fading into the fringes, bowing with that roguish rakishness that had ravished realms from Rugby World Cups to red carpet romps, before claiming the guest throne with a flourish. "Ladies, it's an honor to be in the fray. I hope you've got the fortitude for a bit of frankness. I've left the stiff collars at home," he jested, his Etonian inflection infused with Montecito mellow, eliciting gales of giggles that rippled like Ryaja through the rows. Christine, perching prettily beside him, ignited the ignition with her hallmark hospitality. "Harry, you absolute legend at 41, you're outpacing us all on the activism front. Invictus hitting 10, spill the sorbet. What's the secret sauce to sustaining that fire without burnout?" Harry's hazel orbs ignited, recounting a riveting recent relay in Dusseldorf where a double amputee diver from Donetsk defied depths to clinch gold, his timbre tender yet triumphant. "Christine, it's the unbreakable bonds of blokes and birds who've battled beasts bigger than Balrogs, forging families fiercer than any firmament, makes the frolics of fame feel fleeting." The throng swooned, Kay chiming in with a cheeky bet you've got polo ponies green with envy. While Nadia cooed over his paternal panache, Sunitra quizzing on Meghan's meditative mantras for marital might, Denise, however, simmered in her seat, latte in lap like a loaded launcher, her panel perch primed for provocation, having long lionized the Sussexes as saviors scorned by the system. As the colloquy cascaded to Harry's harmonious horizons, Christine cued, "You've harmonized with heroes from Coldplay to the Comensa any anthems for the alienated." Harry hummed a hook from his Sheeran Synergy, a soul-stirring stanza on Scars as Stigmata, the band underscoring softly as the audience swayed, seraphic in their solidarity. Captured in crystalline clips destined for TikTok transcendence, the interlude idolized the iconoclast as approachable ally, the atmosphere akin to a hen party hosted by halos. Yet, as plaudits petered and Denise drained her dregs, she darted a discerning dart, her voice velvet over vitriol. "Harry, love, your lighthouse in the Lural press storm, but Spare's specters still spook a Williams wallop, Camilla's clutches." With the firm frostier than a Fenway freezer, is amnesty on the agenda, or are we archiving the aggro for posterity? The hush was hushed, Harry's grin glazing like frost on a windowpane, the ether electrifying as a buoyant exchange edged toward explosive A seizure swept the studio like a shiver down a spine as Harry's levity lapsed, his lithe frame leaning languidly yet his fingers furling the fabric of his jeans like a flag at half-mast. the set's subtle scent of Earl Grey and expectation thickening to treacle. Christine, clairvoyant to the cusp, clapped her hands with conciliatory cadence. Brilliant bridge building there, Harry. Before we burrow deeper, banter on, baby Lily. But is she crooning your choruses yet? But Harry, exhaling an ember of exasperation, anchored his ankles and articulated with acuity honed in headlines and healing hours. Christine, Lily's a lyricist in training, a belting baby shark with a Sussex snarl. But Denise, amnesty? That's the armistice the aggressors avoid. Spare wasn't salvo, it was suturia stitching silenced sufferings from sandbox scuffles to security shakedowns. The firm's facade fractures families. I fled for fortitude, not fanfare. The panel palpitated, and Nadia's nod nuanced with nuance. Kane knitting brows like a knitter sensing nausea as the audience angled antennae, a babel of breaths betraying the brewing brouhaha. Denise, dauntless as a Durham derby, surged forward, her bangles battering the table like battle drums, timbre thundering with the thunder of 1,000 tweeted tirades. Suture? Harry, it's shrapnel. Your yarns yank yesteryear's yowls into now's nightmare, vilifying kin while vending volumes. I've armored you and Meg since Megxit morn, but this brother bashing? It's not bomb, it's battering ram. Where's the wisdom in wounding the womb that warmed you? The gallery gasped in gradients, from gasps of gospel to grumbles of grievance, as smartphones surged skyward. Harry versus Denise, igniting like igniters in an inferno, the daytime domain delving into discord's depths. Harry's hue heightened, not with hubris but the heat of harried heritage, his palm pressing the plinth as if petitioning Poseidon. Battering? Denise, you've defended the dethroned, but spares no sacred cows if their leaks lacerate longer than any lancet. Wisdom? It's in walking away from the witch hunt that widowed my world. You champion candor in corridors, why cavil when it's crown caliber? Nadia's intercession. Ladies and gent, let's lace love into Thesa languished lost in the lacuna, Sunetra's sage smile straining to soothe, but Denise doubled down, decibel daring. Crown caliber? It's collateral carnage. Your candor costs comrades. Harry, Meg's my maven, but mending means mercy, not memoir missiles. The press pummels don't punch back at princes. The altercation amplified into an auditory avalanche, Harry's harangues on hypocritical heraldry hurling against Denise's on ducal delusion, the armchair's antagonists in an amphitheater of animosity. Booth-bound, the production posse pivoted in panic, pinnacle pandemonium pitted against pull the plug, as the throng teetered, a team Harry hailing his heroism, Team Denise deeming it ducal dramatics. What waxed as welcoming waltz waned to warring waltz, wounds widening. A Harry's Oprah Odysseys and Oprah Alsters versus Denise's decade-deep devotion and daytime doggedness of the colloquy convulsing from convivial to combative, the convivial curtain quivering on the cusp of collapse. The galleries glowed dim to dusk as the discord detonated, Harry hurtling from his haven with the hurtling haste of a hunted hart, his linen shirt sweeping like a shroud in a squall, vociferation vaulting to a velvet-veiled vortex that vanquished the violin's vain veil. Mercy? Denise, your mercy's myopic, mirroring the monarchy's machinations while I marshal moxie from the margins. Spare staunched the sepsis you stigmatized as spite, siding with the syndicate that silenced my spouse's sobs. This isn't drama, it's deliverance. See a ditch the dogma before it devours discourse. The assemblage avalanched in allegiance, anarchia half-hailing the hero's howl with hurrahs, half-heckling the host's harangue as Denise detonated from her dais, her red raiment rippling like revolution's robe, retort rocketing with the roar of a rally. Deliverance? Harry, it's demolition derby, your dog's dinner of disclosures douses dignity in diesel. I've indemnified your insurgency since the ingress, but this fratricidal frenzy, it's not fortitude, it's folly. Spare the rod? You're wielding the wrecking ball on your own roots. Christine chivied with chivalric chimea. Time out. Troops tease truce time. But the amplifiers amplified the affray, the band's bass blanching behind barriers as the melee metastasized. Yet Harry, conflagration cresting like a crestfallen crusader, brandished a brochure from the broadcast bobbly, a glossy guide to game meza, and lobbed it lackadaisically toward the tableau. Leaflets lilting like liberated leaflets in a liberation. Roots? Rotting relics, rotten with rivalry. Your fealties to the fable, not the fractured. I'm forging futures, not feuding. Fare thee well to the fray. With that fulminant farewell, he forged for the flank, flitting past flustered floor hands and a felt floral flourish, his phalanx phasing from periphery to phalanx, the portal parting to pilfer the prince from the pandemonium. The portal plummeted with a portentous pound, pulsing through the paralyzed pavilion, as Denise deflated dramatically, dabbing dew from her demeanor, her cohorts converging in commiseration. Blimey, that was Berkshire bonfire, she bantered breathlessly, begetting bemused bursts from the bewildered battalion, as the broadcast bolted to banality as baking blunders and boot camp banter burying the bedlam in blandness. Hullabaloo hounded hot on heels, stagehands scavenging shards, suits summoning stratagems and sweets, while Harry kicked off loose women kindled cataclysmic, vignettes vaporizing into viral valkyries by Vesper Vigil, glossies gorged by Glomina Grayza glorifying Harry's hallowed heresy, hello. Harping on Denise's dauntless defense. The Sun scorning the Sussex sideshow and splashy screeds, by banquet bell, bulletins bellowed, Harry's loose lip lockout, Welch's wrath wreaks royal return. Accruing admirers apace with arch-Ewell appeals, sequestered in his Savoy sanctum, Harry hashed holograms of the hullabaloo with his handler, a half-laugh honoring the he-dishy scorched credit the conflagration. Denise, decanting dub on it with the divas, declaimed the dust up with defiance, debate Steinimita detonate the decorum, distill the doctrine, and in the inferno of infotainment, the expulsion exalted to epos, another axle in the axis of affronts, where one vituperative volley vivified visions to vaulted veils, verifying that even luncheon loquacity can lacerate to legend under the lacerating lens of limelight's lurid largesse.